y'all, my name is Hector Rosa, and I'm a second year electrical engineering student at Cal Poly SLO, and today I'm going to share with you the 5 objects that best represent who I am. The first object are my Hokas. They're a pair of running shoes that represent a very scary and dark time of my life last fall, where I fractured my wrist mountain biking in the first week of school. It was especially scary because I wasn't sure if I'd be able to continue with my studies or would have to go back home and get surgery and recover. And I also wasn't able to do like any of the fun activities I like, such as mountain biking or surfing or lifting weights. So I was kind of a little depressed in that sense, but fortunately I was able to get the surgery and recover while still being a full-time student last fall. But it definitely wouldn't have been possible without my friends and family, as well as like the DRC. And then I also discovered running while I was injured, and it was definitely a relief because it was one of the only things I could do that didn't require me using my hands. But I would run. And I'm here at Poly Canyon Trail, which is where I would run, and it connects to the architecture graveyard. And I'd run here almost every day. And I also ended up joining a run club, which was very fun as well. And it just made the recovery process feel a lot better and made me feel less bad about what I couldn't do. So just to recap, the running shoes represent just how far I've come in my recovery. And I think it also represents my shift in mindset. I've definitely grown from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, in the sense that I wasn't thinking about what I couldn't do, but more of what I could do, and running was definitely something I could do. The second object that represents who I am is the digital multimeter. It is one of the many equipment that us electrical engineers use on a daily basis whenever we have labs or electrical engineering courses. And the digital multimeter is unique because it can measure either voltage, current, or resistance, and they're all measured in different ways, so you have to be careful about that. But we use it as a means to troubleshoot our schematic or circuit, and to see where we went wrong and if we're getting voltage or current to those components. So overall, the digital multimeter represents my ability to problem solve my labs and to see where I went wrong. Hello, my third object is my car. It's a 2016 Toyota 4Runner, and I got it from my dad a few years ago in high school, and ever since I've really liked it a lot. I really like how it's like really big. I can fit a lot of my friends and we can all jam out to music. But I also like how it's 4-wheel drive, so I can practically go anywhere without getting stuck. I chose this object because it represents the ability for me to go anywhere and to venture into new places. So I feel like it allows me to be creative and ambitious and just visit places that across the United States. Some of my favorites are like going to Lake Tahoe every winter and Mammoth, as well as Reno. And locally, I enjoy going off-roading here too, which is one of my hobbies. I like going to Cuesta Ridge and driving along Grover Beach. Apart from that, this car symbolizes just the ability for me to clear my mind. Going on long road trips definitely makes me feel at ease and much more calm. And yeah, this is my third object. Hello, my fourth object that represents me is my watch. This watch is very special to me because I inherited it from my grandfather a couple years ago, and my grandfather and I had a very special relationship. Growing up, he was essentially like a father figure to me because my dad was working and my mom was working as well. So both my grandparents were essentially my parents and took great care of me and my siblings. So wearing this watch it allows me to remember those memories we shared together. And it also just, wearing the watch kind of makes me feel like he's with me at all times, even though he lives in a different country and is retired. I still get that sense that he's always with me, and that piece of family is always with me at all times. So yeah. Hello, I'm here at Slow City Church at 1500 Lizzie Street, right next to the Slow High School, and it's at this auditorium. I've been coming here ever since freshman year of college, and I just love the community it fosters of locals and college students all singing their hearts out and worshiping to the Lord. It's truly beautiful and just creates such an amazing environment to be part of every Sunday. So as a Christian, my fifth and final object that represents me is my Holy Bible. I got this Bible a few years ago, but recently I've been annotating it and reciting verses more frequently. And I chose the Bible because it contains so many messages, which can be difficult to interpret and understand, like, its meaning, but I feel like that's what makes it so beautiful, is that there is so many interpretations. So I feel like it's so meaningful and just interesting to interpret. I also find that oftentimes we are so focused on our problems and kind of what's going wrong in our social life or maybe in an academic setting, and we often forget how fortunate we are to just be alive and to be protected by God. So I find that the Holy Bible represents my backbone and my foundation of core values that I live by, especially during times of uncertainty or times of difficulty where I'm not sure of my future or of success. I always lean to the Bible and my faith that I will be okay and that I will succeed. So yeah, this is my final object.